Hello, Sparkhouse families. We are on week 11 and we are discussing today Elijah and the widow. And it comes from 1 Kings, which is the name of the book in the Old Testament, chapter 17, verses 8 through 16. So we got Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth is 8, 1st and 2nd Samuel 10, 1st Kings is the 11th book in the Old Testament. And so we're going to start in their Sparkhouse stories. It is on 140. Elijah was a prophet. God helped him show and tell others about God. One day, God said, "Pack your things, Elijah. It's time to move to a new town. I have told a widow there to feed you. I will make a miracle." It was not a good time to move. Rain had not fallen for many days. The sun was hot and the earth was dry. Elijah didn't have any friends in the new town, but he listened to God and went to the new town. When Elijah finally got to the town, he was thirsty. Just then he spotted a woman. Could this be the widow God told him about? "Excuse me, ma'am. Could you please bring me a drink of water?" The kind woman hurried to get the water. Grrr, Elijah's tummy growled. He remembered that God said the widow would feed him. He called after her, "Excuse me, ma'am. Could you please bring me a nibble of bread to eat?" The woman stopped in her tracks. She turned to face Elijah. Do you think she's going to give him any food to eat? The widow had sad eyes. "I'm sorry, sir. I don't have any bread," she sighed. "The last of my oil and flour will only make a biscuit. My son and I are going to split it as our last meal. We have no other food." She started to cry. "Dry your tears," Elijah said. "God will make a miracle for you. Bake the bread and share it with me. God promises that your flour and oil will not run out." The widow mixed, kneaded, and baked loaf after loaf of bread. Her jar of flour and jug of oil made plenty of food for Elijah, herself, and her son. God's promise was kept. It was a miracle. You can help feed others too. Gather extra canned food from your house and give it to a food bank. So, have you ever felt really hungry before or really thirsty before? And have you ever felt hungry for days before? There are a lot of people within Jamestown in our neighborhoods that don't have access to food sometimes, and they have to go hungry and their stomachs are growling. So it would be very nice if you could just collect a few canned goods and bring them to community action if you would like, or find out a way that you can donate some food to people that you know. The things that you can talk about with your family. What kind of food and drink do you wish you would to never run out of? So what is a food or a drink? One food, if you were to pick one food and one drink to eat for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? That's your first question. Second question is, who feeds you? Where does your food come from? Third question is, what are some favorite family foods and how do they nurture you? Maybe you have a tradition in your family that you always eat something on Thanksgiving, or you have something every Friday night. When I was growing up, on Sundays we would have sandwiches and popcorn on Sunday evenings. That was always something on Sundays. And on Friday nights we always had pizza. So those were two staples that we always had as a family that we looked forward to having together. And my mom would make pizza from scratch, and it was yummy. Before your next meal, take a long walk as a family. When you're really hungry and thirsty, share a meal and say thank you to God. So this might help show you what it feels like to be super hungry or super thirsty, to wait, and then to be thankful that you have the access to have food and to have something to drink, even if it is just something small, and that we can help others in that too. So please pray with me. Dear God, help us to help others who don't have food to eat or things to drink. Help bless them and know that they are cared for by you as well. Help us to reach out to our community as best we can to help one another in our hunger and in our thirst. Help us to know that you will help feed others through your loving care. Amen. All right, stay tuned for next week, and it will be our final week in the fall curriculum. And the next Sunday should be Jonah and the big fish. So stay tuned for that. Bye.